Walk onto almost any premium dealership forecourt in the UK today, and you will see nearly new vehicles sitting idle, carrying price tags less than half of what they cost 3 years ago. In the 2026 market, a luxury car losing up to 60% of its original value is a standard occurrence. The manufacturers behind these vehicles are not bankrupt, they are not shutting their factories, and are certainly not pulling out of the British market. Instead, very specific recent models within their lineups are being aggressively punished by secondhand buyers. This graph illustrates the collapse. Massive new inventory is colliding directly with soaring UK running costs. When a £65,000 vehicle plummets to £21,000 in 36 months, that 67% loss is the market reacting to operational expenses. This creates a highly specific dilemma for you as a buyer. You can now acquire a premium batch for the exact same money as a mainstream hatchback, but to get that price, you have to inherit the precise market conditions and running costs that forced the heavy depreciation in the first place. A heavily discounted sticker price only works in your favor if the hidden liabilities remain low. If you buy a depreciated luxury vehicle only to face sudden insurance hikes or warranty cliffs, those costs will easily wipe out the initial capital you saved on the purchase price. Jaguar takes the 7th spot, driven largely by the all-electric I-Pace. A brand new model commands around £70,000, yet on the used market, a 3-year-old example struggles to fetch £23,000. That is a brutal 67% drop. The UK market has rejected the used I-Pace for one highly specific reason: crippling insurance premiums. British underwriters have placed this vehicle into Insurance Group 50. That is the highest possible risk bracket, resulting in annual premiums that often rival the yearly depreciation of the car itself. Early launch models also suffer from documented software glitches and screen freezes. If you want to take advantage of these collapsed prices, you must avoid the earliest production years. Only consider late model versions with active manufacturer warranties, and only sign the paperwork if you have already secured a firm, reasonable insurance quote in writing. In 6th place is Polestar. The Polestar 2 initially retailed for around £45,000, but 2-year-old examples are currently flooding the market at £21,000, representing a 53% value loss. Unlike Jaguar, Polestar's depreciation is self-inflicted. The manufacturer enacted aggressive new car price cuts and heavily subsidized lease deals to move unsold inventory. By artificially lowering the entry price for a brand new car, they completely undercut the residual values of their existing fleet. From a mechanical perspective, the Polestar 2 is highly reliable. It carries a standard 8-year, 100,000-mile battery warranty. As long as that warranty remains intact and verified in the logbook, buying a 2-year-old model at a 50% discount is mathematically sound. Buyers who chase early electric adoption inevitably absorb the financial shock of these market corrections. But for the second-hand buyer, stepping in after the manufacturer has slashed prices translates to immense buying power, provided the core warranties remain active. Taking the 5th spot is Maserati, with the Levante SUV and Ghibli Saloon mapping out a remarkably steep luxury depreciation curve. An £80,000 Levante routinely plummets to £32,000 by its 3rd birthday. The reality check here is severe. The initial £48,000 you save on the purchase price is rapidly consumed by the requirement to use specialist main dealer servicing networks. Routine maintenance is priced for an £80,000 car, and replacing imported Italian parts adds heavy, recurring financial strain. The diesel variants present an even sharper trap. They offer superior motorway fuel economy, but if you subject a diesel Levante to short, low-speed UK commutes, the diesel particulate filters are known to fail. Replacing a clogged DPF on a Maserati will cost you thousands of pounds, entirely wiping out any fuel savings. Mainstream brands are not immune to this collapse. 4th place goes to Vauxhall, specifically the Mach-E Electric and Corsa Electric. A new Mach-E Electric lists at £36,000, but 2-year-old models are currently languishing at £14,000. This 61% loss is the direct result of market saturation. Fleet operators and rental companies have dumped thousands of ex-lease Vauxhall EVs back into the used market simultaneously. Dealership forecourts are overflowing, forcing sellers to drastically drop prices to clear space. You also have to factor in battery technology. The older 50 kilowatt-hour batteries in early Mach-E and Corsa models offer significantly less real-world range than newer rivals. If you want one, bypass the early low-range versions entirely and actively search for the updated 51 kilowatt-hour models to ensure you have enough range for winter driving. Whether you are dealing with a specialist prestige badge like Maserati or massive fleet oversupply from Vauxhall, the rule is identical. Purchasing a heavily devalued car without mapping out its daily operational utility is a fast track into negative equity. In third place is Nissan, largely due to belief. It currently stands as one of the fastest depreciating vehicles in the entire UK market. A £30,000 model will bleed 75% of its value over 4 years, dropping to a mere £7,500. The Leaf is suffering from hardware obsolescence. It uses the CHAdeMO charging standard. Over the last 3 years, the UK charging infrastructure has rapidly shifted to the CCS standard, abandoning CHAdeMO. This makes relying on a Nissan Leaf for any long-distance motorway journey highly impractical. Furthermore, the Leaf's battery pack lacks active liquid thermal management. Repeated rapid charging, especially in hot weather, accelerates battery degradation faster than in modern alternatives. You should avoid early iterations of the Leaf completely, unless you only need it for local, low-speed errands. Second place goes to Porsche, specifically the Taycan. Here, the percentage drop is less extreme, but the raw monetary loss is staggering. An £85,000 Taycan drops to £42,000 in 3 years. That is £43,000 of cash evaporating into thin air. The Taycan presents a compelling, dangerous trade-off. You gain access to genuine supercar performance for the price of a mid-spec family saloon. However, the Taycan relies on a highly complex 800-volt electrical architecture. Taking ownership of this vehicle the exact moment the manufacturer warranty expires leaves you fully exposed to catastrophic 5-figure main dealer repair bills. Rapid technological leaps in the automotive sector instantly penalize previous generation hardware. Whether it is an obsolete charging port on a Nissan or highly complex electronics on a Porsche, the market forces massive price cuts, regardless of the brand's prestige. The most heavily penalized brand on the UK used market right now is Fiat. The Fiat 500e perfectly encapsulates the reality of collapsed values in 2026. A new model costs £28,000, but 2 years later, it commands just $10,500. This bar chart tracking the Fiat 500e's residuals reveals a specific danger zone. Values drop steadily through year 1 and year 2, but immediately after the 24-month mark, the bottom falls out of the pricing completely. The root cause is incredibly weak demand for low-range urban vehicles. Driven by rising domestic electricity costs, UK buyers are actively consolidating their households into a single long-range vehicle. A car that requires daily charging but can only comfortably navigate city streets has lost its primary audience. If your lifestyle fits this niche, you must prioritize the larger 42 kilowatt-hour battery versions to guarantee basic winter usability. You should entirely avoid the tiny 24 kilowatt-hour models. They suffer from severe range anxiety and are virtually unsellable when you eventually decide to move on. Highly specific, limited-use vehicles suffer the most aggressive market punishment. When second-hand buyers are spending their own money, they demand maximum versatility, and cars that only do one job well are heavily penalized. The collapsed UK car market clearly separates into 2 distinct categories. Vehicles suffering from fleet oversupply and price war corrections offer genuine bargains. Vehicles burdened by obsolete technology and out-of-warranty luxury parts are financial traps. To safely navigate these heavily depreciated prices, you must rely on strict paperwork checks. As this checklist shows, start with the basics. Inspect the V5C logbook to confirm ownership history and run the registration through the DVSA portal to ensure there are no outstanding safety recalls. Next, if you are buying a used electric vehicle, it is absolutely essential that you obtain a state of health verification for the battery pack. Buying an EV without confirming the battery is holding above 90% of its original capacity is a fatal trade-off that leaves you holding a dying asset. Finally, verify the warranty status. You must confirm an active manufacturer warranty is still in place, or secure a fully stamped main dealer service history before signing the final contract. A car's true cost is its initial purchase price, plus its daily running costs, minus its final resale value. Trading your time to verify the insurance groups, battery health, and service histories is the only reliable way to turn a collapsing market into a distinct financial advantage.